So my guest today is Uli Fricke, the co-founder of Triangle Venture. Uli, you're welcome to Digital October.
Thank you very much. It's very much a pleasure to be here.
You're welcome. And my first question, a little bit funny and cozy, about how did you earn your first money?
Well, actually, if I think about it, it's an interesting question. And I started to earn money late in my life. My first money I actually earned when I finished high school and did my first trainee program with a business. And I earned, I remember, 400 marks, which was big money for me. And I went to buy my first fancy glasses with that money, which is late. Many children start to earn some money helping their parents with chores. But even though I was late, I then figured that earning money is something wonderful, and I started big time right afterwards.
Uli, I know about your early work also in the university startup, as I can guess. So, how do you think, do you need to go to work for big companies? Do you need to get an MBA? Or you just need to go to work for a startup as early as you can? Your advice?
My advice is actually to do whatever you do with passion and with energy and do it right. And it's not relevant whether it's in a big company or in a small company. Just find a place where you can prove yourself and show that you're successful in what you're doing. I have always been in small companies, and I'm probably not very well suited nowadays for large companies because I'm used to roll up my sleeve and, irrespective of political concerns, get things going. But there is wonderful career opportunities also in large companies.
Triangle is one of the few European venture capital firms with an exclusive focus on investing in research spin-offs. Tell me some maybe secret. Is it hard to work with the universities?
It's wonderful to work with the universities. It entails a lot of work, though. You must be willing and accommodate the processes internally to deal with very innovative technologies, understand those technologies, which means we need to have people in our team that understand very sophisticated physical technologies and can talk with the scientists on eye level. And that makes for a special dynamic both in our team as well as in our portfolio companies. And for that reason, it's both wonderful and rewarding, but also lots of hard work.
But what's on investors' mind, especially when we are thinking about spin-offs? How investors look at your project when you're doing something in the lab of the university?
Well, what we do actually in the universities is try to identify those technologies that can be commercialized very quickly and very successfully. So we do invest in commercial successes. But you're right, that's the biggest thing that we need to explain to our investors is that we do not invest in research. We do not invest in scientists, we invest in companies and building businesses and creating commercial successes. And that is a story we need to tell over and over and over again.
But please give maybe 3-step guide how to protect your intellectual property in this way when you're even not a startup in the university. I don't know, it's your just personal activity.
Yeah, you're asking all the right questions. So I'm actually very impressed. I'm very impressed. Well, typically universities understand what it means to protect IPR. And for people who want to start a business, they need to do 3 things, actually. They need to protect their own ideas, which is filing patents. They need to understand whether in the field they're active in, whether there are other people that already have patents, and whether they maybe violate those patents. So that's called to have a freedom to operate. So that's the second most important thing, is to understand whether other people have patents and whether you can do what you want to do freely away from those patents. And the third thing is then identify a technology and product development strategy that allows you to further build on a patent portfolio. The most successful companies in our fund actually have significant patent portfolios, 100 patent families, for example, a medical device company that has now 250 people. There were 2 people when we made our first investment, and $100 million in revenues. And they built this on top of a very, very strong patent portfolio.
It's a good advice. And maybe a personal question only for you. You were recently named one of the 100 most influential women in Europe's finance industry by Dow Jones. This is right? That's right. How do you think to run an effective business, is it really important to hire a woman in the company?
I think it's important to hire energetic people, people who enjoy what they do, people who have passion with what they do. I think there's a wonderful dynamic between men and women, so I would always, if I have an option, have teams that have both sexes in the team. But it's more important to work with people who like what they do and are good at what they're doing, irrespective of male or female.
Great. It was a short talk with Fricke. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome.
It was a big pleasure. Thank you.